So, for example, in the New Girl case, right? That's this Counts case, and this is an object lesson for plaintiff lawyers, by the way, since there was a $500,000 plus legal fees awarded to the defendant on that a few weeks ago. So one should be careful about these things. Look for good cases. So here's the list of what the plaintiffs highlighted as similarities. The protagonists are women in the late 20s and 30s. Yeah, in that show and how many other shows, in fact, every show.
Got to put them all together.
Both works begin with protagonists leaving their ex-partners named Spencer. That was a tough one, because they did have the same name of one character. That was a little striking, I guess. The reason for both breakups is the protagonists catch Spencer cheating. Both works begin with the protagonist needing to quickly find a new place to live. The breakdown of that long-term relationship with Spencer is the direct impetus for the move. The protagonists are helplessly depressed, lie on a couch, consume junk food while watching TV. There's another dozen similarities, and basically the court says at first blush those similarities might appear significant, but if you look through them, they are involve mischaracterizations of the plot and scenes affair. I mean, very commonplace concepts, and you know.
But you got to put them all together. If you put them all together, and then you compare the two, it does appear that one ripped off the other.
Well, if you read the description of the, I haven't read the plaintiff's square one case work in there. I think it was a screenplay, but they sounded incredibly different to me. But good lawyers can pull out a long list of these things, and judges routinely reject them. They say, you know, random similarities scattered throughout, you know, the same name of a character, you know, etc. It's got to be more than that.
I've done a lot of these cases over the years, and I will tell you that because oftentimes it's comparing a screenplay to a film, it's not always the easiest thing to see. What you have to do in order to really see the similarities that I've determined over the years is you have to read the screenplay at least once or twice, and then you have to watch the movie at least once or twice or 3 times. And as you do that, it will start becoming more apparent. On the Gable versus NBC case, I'll never forget, when I had read his screenplay a couple times, and then I started watching the show. And by the 3rd time I watched the show, I realized that they had used the first 60 pages of his screenplay almost identical. But it took a couple of watches to see the similarities, because it's not so obvious when you're comparing a screenplay to a movie. You have to watch it a few times, and sometimes it's a little subtle. It doesn't. People think if you read the screenplay and watch the movie, it's just going to hit you like a ton of bricks. And it never does, because remember, when you do a movie, you've got producers and executive producers and all these people who are involved in the process who change it slightly from the original, you know, core ideas and core expression of those ideas. And so it is sometimes hard to see when you compare them back to back. It doesn't hit you over the head right away. But if you read the screenplay and then you watch it twice, sometimes just twice, it'll start to really jump out at you, and you'll start to see all the similarities. And I don't think the judges watch it twice. I think they watch it once, and if it doesn't hit them over the head, they just go, nope, not similar enough for me, and they make a decision on that.